KURINJI Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
Free bus for LKG to 8th standard.
Free, hygienic and nutritious food.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
KURINJI Education Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
Hi students, good morning to everyone. In this video session, in the 11th standard, a new chapter I will start. Already we completed digestion and absorption chapter and then breathing and exchanging of chapter. What we discussing these and all under life process. For maintenance of their life, these processes are must be necessary. So in that life process, 10th standard also you studied. So digestion and absorption completed and then breathing and exchanging of gases also completed. In this video, body fluids and circulations. In our body, some of the fluid tissues are there. That fluid tissues, what is their functions, what it contains, and then in the body fluids and circulations, we will know about cardiovascular system of a human being. Okay, so especially we studied about our heart functioning, how heart pumping the blood to the different body parts. That a total concept we will get in this videos, continuation videos. Okay, let me start today video session. Okay, Sinana, body fluids and circulation. Here, when I used body fluids, that word, we want to recall our previous video concept, structural organization of organisms or animals time. Our body is made up of the several type of tissues. In the tissues, one of the tissue in the form of the liquid in form, that tissue we call as a fluid tissue, correct na? I think so you got the what are the fluid tissues are present in the organisms. Just to recall our body. Okay, see body tissues, fluid body tissues in our body, lymph and then blood. These are in the form of liquid in form. These are the tissues, but in liquid form. Which thing is in the liquid form? They want to move one place to another place. That's why only they are in the liquid form. Okay, otherwise remaining tissues, everything in the form of the solid form. They exist in the one place, located in the one place. It can't able to move there itself one place to another place. So here in our body, what are the body fluids are there? What tissues are that? How that will be circulating? That and all we want to learn in this videos, in this chapter. See. Synopsis I mentioned here in the pink color. Already in the blue color concept I said body tissue of fluid tissue of our body. One is the lymph and then blood. What is the lymph? What is the blood? Already we discussed, we learned in the structural organization, blood composition, WBC, RBC and platelets. What is their function? What is the lymph? These and all we completed. Now in this video, lymph formation, how lymph play an important role in the circulation, those and all we want to understand. See, for that in this chapter, lymphatic system and its function. What is lymphatic system? What is its function? That we will learn. And then clotting of the blood. Here some of the each and every cells are having their own significances, own significance functions. Okay, for example, macrophages are phagocytic cells. If I say that word, already you know that word phagocytic cells, they play an important role in the engulf of the dust particles or any pathogenic cells, correct na? So as like in our body, each and every tissue having their own significant characteristics. So here blood characteristic, one of the characteristics in the within the blood vessels, it will be transport in the fluid manner. When it is exposing to the atmosphere, then it will start the clotting process. What is the significance of that clotting, that and all we will learn continuation videos. And then human cardiovascular system. Human cardiovascular system means what is a heart structure, how heart pumping the oxygenated, and then how heart receiving the deoxygenated blood from the with the help of the vesicular. Vessels means arteries and veins. And then heart functioning time, cardiac cycle, and their blood vessels. What are the differences between the blood vessels, arteries and veins? And then disorders of circulatory system. These concepts we will know. See, now I am entering the introduction part of our chapter, body fluids and circulation. Sir, why we need fluids in our body or fluid tissue in our body? Okay, without a fluid tissue we can't survive now. Of course we can survive, but we are some of the advanced organisms comparing the lower organisms. So advanced organisms are having the something advanced characteristics. Nothing but just for comparison wise I am using this example. Android phone in the normal phone, keypad phone. Okay, phone means conveying the something message immediately. That is a phone content, phone usage. Okay, without Android phone we can able to use normal phone, but nowadays facilities are more. We need some of the more facilities. For that one we are adapted to Android phone. Okay, if for 1 day, 2 days we are not yet having any Android phone in our hand, we felt something I lost. That type of feeling. Like that here we are the advanced organism, so that advanced organism maintenance wise some type of fluid tissues, body metabolic activities, body functions wise, here fluid tissue is existed in our body, advanced organisms. See, here what is their functions? Okay, first already we completed 2 chapters now. What is that digestion and absorption process, and then breathing and exchanging of gases. Okay, here what you take in food, what we take in food totally digest in the stomach. Okay, in the stomach it is digested. From there onwards it want to send up to tissues. Who will carry? That is a question mark. Simultaneously we are breathe some oxygenated blood. That oxygenated blood will reach the alveoli. From the alveoli region onwards oxygen want to transport up to tissues. Who will carry that one? Okay, digested food who will carry us from the intestinal place, and then respiration time oxygen and carbon dioxide who will carrying that one. Not only that, by the several metabolic activities of our body tissues, something waste material will be produced. Something waste material. So from the tissues onward, that waste material how it will be, which thing will be carrying. Not only that, here in the structural organization time already we seen several tissues. Some of the tissues we call as endocrinal glands. That endocrinal glands releasing the hormones. That hormones how they are carrying, how they are transport. For example, pituitary gland onwards growth hormone is releasing, or thyroid stimulating hormone is released. That released hormone how it will reach the thyroid. Okay, there is no any pathway. So that's why here some of the things that take the supporting of the our body fluid tissues, That's why here I mentioned digested food and respiratory gases, and then metabolic waste hormones are transported between the body parts, one place to another place, with the help of body fluids, our body fluids. What are that body fluids? Lymph and blood. Okay, so sir, what about, you said about advanced organisms, sir. What about the lower organisms, primitive organisms? That primitive organisms are having a special characteristic, a special system. For example, if you take porifera organisms are having the canal system. If you take any other means echinodermata organisms, they are having the umbilical system. What about remaining organisms? Remaining organisms are directly diffusion process onwards, they are exchanging their requirement things. So lower organisms, based on their nature of the body, they are having the special characteristics in their life, in their body. Okay. So here we are discussing about advanced organisms. That advanced organisms transportation of the different substances in the body parts, between the body parts, it need fluid tissue. That fluid tissue is lymph and blood. Now come to the important topic. Okay, that is a lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. This lymphatic system is one type of circulatory system. That too, which type of circulatory system? Open type of circulatory system. What is open type? What is open type means if the fluid, up to now what we discussed is something fluid tissue is there na? That is something fluid tissue within the blood vessels only, within the vessels, not only blood, within the vessels only it is transporting na, that is a closed. If it is along with blood vessels, along with the vessels, it is transported. Once upon a time, it's open into the body cavities or external places of the vessels. Such a type of system we call it the circulatory system, we call it the open type. Open type. Okay. See, open type circulatory system, it is a lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is one of the open type circulatory system. As a, what is the lymph? How it will made? Here the making, formation of a lymph in our body we want to know. See, here extracellular fluid. This word you know. Extracellular fluid meaning in between of the cells. In between of the cell, not inside of the cell. In between of the cells, something fluid thing is, fluid content is there. That extracellular fluid present at the place of the tissues between the cells. Now, some of the blunt-ended tubes are arising between these tissues onwards. I mean between the cells onwards. That tubes we call as a lymph capillaries. Lymph capillaries. So first I will explain by the diagrammatic explanation. Inga parnana down of the first column. Here round structure containing things. If you take that is the cells. In between the cells something gap is there, that is the extracellular gap. That extracellular space containing with something fluid. That fluid how it will form means here. That fluid we call the extracellular fluid. How the extracellular fluid is formed mean here arteriole ku munnade arteries are there. Arteries onwards blood will be transported by the arteries and then arterioles to reach the up to tissues. In the tissues places blood capillaries are there. From these blood capillaries arterioles onwards what they are carrying, that contain the nutrients of the food items and then gases, oxygen and some of the metabolic electrolytes is and all. So what are the essential things are required to these cells, that and all will be absorbing or exchanging of that and all. Oxygen will be exchanging to blood to the tissues and then nutrients also receiving from that blood. So what are the requirement things they need, tissues are need, that and all taken through in the process of the exchanging diffusion process. Okay. So when they are moving to blood to the tissues, some quantity of the fluid is still remains in the place of the in between of the cells, extracellular space. Again in that extracellular space fluid onwards, some of the things again re-entered into the capillaries and then carbon dioxide also absorbing into the inside of capillaries. Then carbon dioxide containing blood will be transported by through the venules. Correct now? Okay. So here in between the blood vessels, capillaries and then tissues places exchanging of and requirement and then unnecessary things. What are the requirement things? Then the unnecessary things are exchanging between the blood and the tissues. In this exchanging time, a small quantity of the fluid remains at the place of in between the cells. In between of the cells. That in between the cells place we call the extracellular space. Which of the fluid presence in the extracellular cell space, that fluid we called as a extracellular fluid. Okay, now you got some content. See that theoretically I will explain here. In the extracellular fluid present in the which place in tissues between the cells, then network of the thin walled vessels arise a blind ended lymph capillaries in the almost tissues. Here yellow color, here pink color, that is arteriole, and then orange color, this is cells. Around the orange color I mentioned the yellow color, those and all lymph, just extracellular fluid, think like that. And then this is the vein, blue color is the venules, a connection between the arterioles and venules, capillary is there. Then in the down of this diagram, yellow color tubes I mentioned, that yellow color tubules we called as these lymphatic tubes, that only lymphatic capillaries, that lymphatic capillaries are present in the all over body, all the tissue places. Okay, now these lymphatic capillaries onwards, what are the fluid remains in the place of the extracellular places, that extracellular fluid to collected by the lymph capillaries. Then that lymph capillaries will be leads to the lymph vessels, then lymph vessels after it will come to the up to neck region, and then in the neck region some of the veins, bigger veins are there. In the veins the total lymph will be drained into the inside of a venous system. Okay, see here at the time of formation of the extracellular fluid, some of the pressure want to necessary, nothing but just you can able to imagine these explanation in the with the help of your mind. See what I am saying here, if you are tea making, after when you are separation of the tea powder from the tea, we have to use something sieves. In the Tamil, that is a sieve, kernel. Okay, these things when you are separating with that funnel sieve, what are the essential things will be separate, unessential things will be removed, correct now? As like here separation of the essential things and unessential things, at the time some quantity still remains, nothing but in the sieve separation time, above the inside of the sieve tea particles are there. In between the tea particles something tea is still remains, correct? On the time with a spoon or anything, when you are pressure, a little 1 or 2 drops of the tea drops will be come out, correct now? So like that here in between the cells extracellular fluid is existed. That extracellular fluid is collected with the help of special tubes. That special tubes only we called as a lymph capillaries. That lymph capillaries collected extracellular fluid only we called lymph. See what lymph containing with what or extracellular fluid. Here if you are using extracellular fluid or lymph, both are same none, but the position is different, a little variation, very little variation. Okay, a little variation. Extracellular fluid present in between the cells, that extracellular fluid contains water, it is the same like blood plasma, water, some of the plasma proteins and electrolytes, leukocytes, but it not having any RBC cells ille, leukocytes and coagulating factors, antibodies உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், system built by the antibodies. Okay, our resistance power creating by the antibodies, along with that enzymes and nutrients, these and all present in the extracellular, nothing but it is similar to the blood except RBC. Okay, what are the things are present in the blood, the same thing presents in the extracellular fluid except RBC, but the volume is different. Means if you take nutrients in the blood, nutrient quantity is very more, in the lymph quantity is very less. Okay, that is the thing. See, so that is the extracellular fluid. I think so you got the how the lymph is formed. Okay, lymph is nothing but extracellular fluid if it is present in between the cells, okay, if it is collected into the lymphatic capillaries, now onwards that fluid we called as a lymph. Then come to the second column. Come to the second column of the board. See, these lymph capillaries are present in the tissue places. They are having the microscopic closed ends that called the tubes. Okay, it form the vast network. Here it is arranged into the staggeredly. It is not have any proper shape, proper root map. Okay, simply it is a totally arranged into the just like a network like projection in the total tissue onwards it will collect the something extracellular fluid. Okay, in this time if I conveying the one example, you will get some of the good clarity. See, when you are traveling in the train or bus, okay, especially in the bus situations, bus traveling time, this situation will be arise. You sat a long time, 6 to 7 hours, or you slept, you take the bus journey in the night, okay, you slept in the bus seat, and then if you wake up in the early in the morning, when you see your legs will be swell out. Correct na? What is the reason your legs will be swell out within the night? If you slept in the train or if you slept in that normal your house, this type of situation does not get it. Because of when you slept in the normal chairs, in the time some of the fluid accumulated in the legs. Fluid, that which fluid accumulated? Extracellular fluid only accumulated. So accumulation of that extracellular fluid, that size will increase, swell out. Okay, tissue will be swell out. If you walk 2 minutes, your leg will be normal. That means that extracellular fluid will enter into the lymph. Again lymph onwards it will be release the total content into the total lymph fluid totally into the vein system. Okay, so you got some idea. Now come to our concept. Lymph capillaries, walls composing of the endothelial walls. Any vessels that capillaries are made up of the endothelium. Endothelium means epithelium, but it is made up of with the help of endoderm. Okay, and then it is present, okay, endothelium. And then here one of the important statement I mentioned, these extracellular fluid contains the proteins along with the proteins, microorganisms. Why microorganisms? Some of the virus, bacteria are trapped in the body tissues. That trapped microorganisms are everything enter into the lymph and then absorbed fat. In this situation I will be recalled the digestion and absorption chapter. Absorption of the food nutrients into the two fluid tissues. Carbohydrates and proteins are directly absorbed into the blood, but fat content, glycerols and fatty acids does not enter the blood. It want to enter, it will absorb into lymph. So here lymph containing the absorbed fat, and these and all entry into the easily into lymphatic system. Now that which of the things are entered into the lymphatic capillaries, those fluid only we called lymphatic fluid. Now what is the differences between extracellular fluid and lymphatic fluid? Extracellular fluid nothing but a lymphatic fluid, but extracellular fluid presence in between of the cells. That in between of the cells, what it is present fluid, if it is enter into the lymph vessels, that fluid we call as a lymphatic fluid. Okay, now if anything enter into the lymphatic capillaries, that lymphatic capillaries are leads to a tree like vessels, that is lymphatic vessels. Lymph capillaries leads to the lymphatic vessels. Lymphatic vessels somewhat of bigger size ducts leads to the next part of lymphatic ducts. These lymphatic ducts and lymph vessels, this point is very important, neat based question. Lymphatic vessels and large lymphatic ducts both are similarity to the veins nature. Okay, veins character what are there? Blood veins are there now. That veins character, what it is they are having, the same nature is present in the lymphatic vessels and lymph ducts. Okay, maybe question how it they will arise means in the they are given the 4 statements in the down below that 4 statements, which statement is true regarding the lymph ducts, okay, or lymph vessels. Okay, here endothelium, lymph capillary is made up of the endothelium, and lymph vessels, lymph capillaries, lymphatic ducts are belongs to nature of the veins. So 2 statements are correct. So statement based questions, because of one of the time they asked regarding these type of question. Okay, along with that these vessels are having the smooth muscles. That smooth muscle causes the peristaltic wave. Peristaltic wave, already we know that nature of the peristaltic wave, what is the use. Our food item will be moving, I mean bolus will moving through the esophagus with the help of the peristaltic. Digestion wise, mechanical digestion wise also it's play an important role. Okay, then those and all, I mean here the migration or movement of the lymph, movement of the lymph depends upon the these peristaltic movement, pushing the lymph towards of the neck region, that only. So by the with the help of the peristaltic waves, these lymph within that lymph vessels and lymph ducts, it move the towards of neck region, because of the lymph collecting from the extracellular fluid in the different body parts. Then onwards the total lymph will be move up to the neck region. So for movement of the lymph, these peristaltic movement is play an important role. Now come to the point, next one. All the lymph vessels from lower part of the body emit the lymph into the thoracic duct. Thoracic part theriyumanna, our chest part we call as a thoracic part. Okay, below the neck part we call as a thoracic. Okay, then that place we have the thoracic duct. Here left side onwards lymphatic vessels, lymphatic duct will be open into the left lymphatic duct, or right side onwards right lymphatic duct. So here thoracic duct I mentioned, lymph emit into the totally in the thoracic duct. That thoracic duct also called as a left lymphatic duct. Left lymphatic duct also called as a chyloriferous duct. Chyloriferous duct. This is the largest lymphatic vessel. Which is the largest lymphatic vessel? Thoracic duct, also called as a left lymphatic duct. This is the largest lymphatic vessel. That statement you should be remember. Okay, the totally these lymphatic vessels, okay, left lymphatic vessel will be entered or drain the total lymph into the a junction between the left internal jugular vein. Left internal jugular vein. Here you should be remember jugular vein present at the place of the collarbone. Okay, below the neck we have the collarbones. Skeletal system time I will say, but if you touch below the neck places of the front place, that having the 2 bones, that bones we call as a collarbone. In that such a place left internal jugular vein it's contained, along with that left subclavian vein. So which place left internal jugular vein and left subclavian veins are joined together, in such a place these left lymphatic duct also mingled with that, totally it is drained the lymph into the venous system. Okay, now in this situation some of the students are getting some of the doubt. Sir, you said lymph having the some of the microbes microorganisms if it is enter into the blood, something problem will be arise to our body parts. For that prevention wise, here when the lymph enter into the our vesicular system, before that in the lymphatic places we have the leukocytes, correct na? Leukocytes, some of the leukocytes macrophages also is there. That macrophages engulf the bacteria and virus. Which of the engulfing bacteria and virus, those cells we call as a phagocytic cells. By the presence, by the helping of these phagocytic cells, that will be eliminate or destroy the bacteria and virus in the lymph. So after elimination of the bacteria and viral contaminated things, the lymph will be drained into the lymphatic venous system, nothing but entry into the blood circulatory system. Okay, so phagocytic by the WBC cells and lymph nodes. Okay, what is the lymph nodes? If you are seeing that our lymphatic system diagram in the net, you will get what is the lymph nodes. That totally the network like blood capillaries are there. Now lymph capillaries, that lymph capillaries are connecting to each other. Several lymph capillaries are connecting to each other, which point several lymph capillaries, lymph ducts are connecting to each other. Such a places, junctional places we call as a lymph nodes. Okay, so in the lymphatic system, along with these lymph fluid, several organs also is there. That is the spleen and thymus, tonsils, and malt, and then appendix. Already about these in the structural organization time we discussed spleen, thymus, tonsils, tonsils time, breathing and exchanging time, tonsils we discussed, appendicitis we discussed in the digestive system. Okay, these are the some additional organs of the lymphatic system along with the lymph and lymph ducts. Okay, what is the use of these lymph system? See, Nana, the major things are absorption of the nutrients, especially fat, absorption of the fat into the lymph, and then waste materials from the tissues absorbed into the some quantity of the waste materials absorbed into the lymph, transportation of the lymphocytes, lymphocytes presented in the lymph, so that's why only we called as a lymph, that okay, are colorless also, so that's why, and then destroy the microorganisms. Already just now above that these statements I said, bacteria and virus are phagocytized by these lymph cells, okay, WBC cells. So these lymphatic system play an important role in the transportation of nutrients and waste material from the different body parts, and lymphocytes transportation, destroy of microorganisms. Okay, so in this video what we completed, Nana, lymphatic system completed. In the lymphatic system, how lymph formation, lymphatic system, what it is containing with, what is the function of a lymph, what is the function of a lymph, this and all we discussed in this video. Okay, let be continuation of next video. I will tell about our blood clotting process. Okay, Nana, thank you.